My name is Dan Hosier. I'm an amateur trick shot artist, and these are the level 2 bank and follow category shots. Shot 2A, the 1 is going to go in the corner pocket. We're going to have the cue ball go 3 rails and scratch in the same corner pocket. The requirement for the setup is the cue ball is on the second diamond line down the table, and I put that about 3 balls out, so it's the 4th ball. The 1 is angled so that the line of centers is going right through the point of the pocket. It's going to throw quite a bit when I shoot this shot. And for my initial aim, I'm going to aim pretty much through the center of the side pocket. If I end up going long and hitting the short rail, then I can shorten that up. If I end up going short and hitting the long rail, then I can lengthen the angle. I'm going to shoot with 230 English, aiming right through the center of that side pocket. Bank shot called the Hustler Bank. It was featured in the movie The Hustler. We've got the 1 frozen on the 1 diamond line and the 14 on the 1 diamond by 1 diamond. And the 1 is right in between those. The cue ball is frozen to it. And the idea of this shot is to shoot into the 1, causing the 1 to bank back into the corner pocket. In order to do that, we're going to gear it a little bit. So I'm going to put right hand English on the 1, becomes left hand English on, right hand English on the cue ball, becomes left hand English on the 1, which gears it off of the rail back towards the short rail. It doesn't take much. I'm going just about a quarter tip or so of English on that. And then I'm going to shoot with follow on the 1. That gets my cue stick to get out of the way. And then the other thing that'll happen is the cue ball will come out and then curve off to the side as that follow takes. This shot is very similar to 2A in that we're going to make a ball in the corner pocket. The cue ball is going to go 3 rails and come back to the same corner pocket. But we're going to use a stacking ball to give it a target rather than scratching. So I've got the 2, which is a stacker, right in between the points of the pocket. I'm going to stack a ball on top. And my 1 is going to be frozen to the rail, and it has to be behind the first diamond here. Where I shoot this is so that my cue would go right through the center, or right through the edge of the 2 if I was to follow through. And I think of putting direct 9 o'clock English on the cue ball. If I miss, then I would adjust a little bit with either going follow or draw. But I'm going to try just spin on the cue ball right through the edge of the 2. When I'm creating a shot, I like to start with a shot that I already know. So in this case, we're going to use shot 2B, which is the Hustler Bank. Normally this is at the half diamond. And one thing that you can do is just kind of experiment with it and see if you can change it up just a little bit. So instead of the half diamond, you can try from the first diamond, or the second, and keep on moving down the table until you move that about as far as you can go, here being all the way to the 5th diamond. As I was moving this around, I noticed that I could actually get the 1 to hit the short rail before going to the pocket if I started from the 3rd diamond. And so I decided to see if I could create a shot out of that. One thing I tried to do is make the 1 down in this corner pocket, but I kept hitting that a little bit short. So took a butt of the cue, laid that against the rail, and was able to make that fairly consistently, I should say. But then the other thing that I decided with the same shot is to see if I could do something with the cue ball. And so I tried to see if I could get the cue ball to come back and make the 2. So the 1 goes 2 rails, hits the butt, goes in the pocket, and the cue ball follows back to make the 2. Also practicing this shot, I noticed that we're putting quite a bit of follow on the cue ball, so I thought I'd create a shot that would use that follow. So what I've done is set up a rack as an obstacle and the ball tray, which is going to act as another rail. Now we're going to shoot the same shot, but we're going to shoot it along the short rail instead of the long rail. Cue ball is going to come back, hit the ball tray, and then follow forward to make the 2. Once I was able to do that with some consistency, I decided to make it a little bit harder. So I replaced the rack with the butt of the cue, moving the ball tray just about to the center of the table to give enough room to make that shot. So now when we do that, the cue ball has to come all the way about half a table before following back and making the 2. This is one of my favorite shots that I've created, and it's actually based on this same Hustler Bank shot. So we've got the same familiar setup here. We have a combo between the 2 and the 3, with the 3 going towards the side pocket. Now you can see the tangent of that kicks the 2 pretty short, so what I can do is lay a butt of a cue to make that a little bit easier. And then the idea of this is the cue ball comes off the 1, off the 2, follows back to the long rail, 2 rails, 3 rails, and comes back and makes the 4. I hope that you've enjoyed a little bit of a look on how you can just kind of play with one skill and come up with several different shots.